Hello, I'm Jennifer Tucker and welcome to my Technology Initiative presentation. I am passionate about student-centered blended learning, and I strongly believe that Smyrna High School is in need of a powerful pedagogical shift, a shift towards student-centered blended learning. Please allow me to begin with the issues surrounding the need for such an initiative. First, the most recent SAT scores were released in May, and they show a huge decline in both mathematics and English. Smyrna High School students are becoming less college and career ready. Second, due to COVID shutdowns and decreased instructional times, learning gaps have dramatically increased. Students are arriving on campus without the prior knowledge they need to be successful in their courses. Third and fourth are student engagement and achievement. Students are less engaged in their learning and less motivated to learn than ever before, and it is drastically affecting their achievement and success. However, there is good news. I am here to present a solution, and that solution is student-centered blended learning. Let's watch a video from Edutopia of a student-centered model of blended learning.
Hi, Angel. How are you? Good. Nice job, Mr. 6.10.
So one of the toughest challenges students face when they walk into classrooms is they feel tense. They're worried about being put on the spot, especially if they're behind or don't understand a skill. When they come into our classrooms, they know they're picking up where they left off. We're seeing students' anxiety levels drop and their commitment and desire to master content increase.
So I want to shout out Nathaniel and Will. They came on their own time. They got some videos going and they are ahead of pace.
Eastern High School is located in the Capitol Hill neighborhood of Washington, D.C. Being 100% free and reduced lunch, our students come to us with varied levels of academic performance.
When I came to Eastern, I was sort of shocked with how broad the variety of learning levels was. We have students who have experienced a ton of trauma, who are behind on certain skill sets, are ahead in certain skill sets, have different subsets of experience when they go home. I quickly found out that my traditional model of teaching was not actually effective. So at that time, I realized I needed to make a shift, and I wanted to start by getting rid of the lecture at the beginning of my class. I'm gonna get started today with revision, so Santana and Jamie, just see me in the back real quick. The instructional model that I started implementing, there are three components: blended learning, self-paced structure, and mastery-based grading. What you would see today is really a controlled chaos environment. You have some students starting a new lesson, watching an instructional video, taking their guided notes. You have other kids working on actual lesson assignments, collaborating on whiteboards, really problem solving. And then you'll see other students working on exit tickets to achieve mastery.
I like Mr. Furr's class because it teaches you independence. For every lesson, we start off with a video, and then during the video, we have to take notes. Mr. Furr, he does the videos himself. You'll hear his voice every time you watch a video.
In today's lesson, we're gonna focus on finding our local maxes and mins.
I love it, actually. You get to pause it, stop, and then go back and be able to rewatch the lesson over again until I fully understand and grasp the strategies and formulas.
And once they're done watching that instructional video, they transition to some type of assignment or activity.
That's it for A, right? Mm-hmm. And then we already found the derivative. And now say find the rate of change of the weight of the oil.
Everyone learns different, so you may be on lesson 5, someone may be on 3. It all depends on how you work. It's better than in a regular class where everybody has to stay on the same thing. The students help each other. So if you ahead, you might can help someone that's behind.
Oh, okay, so after you get 9/4, you gotta divide the whole thing by 4. Okay, all right.
After that, there's an exit ticket.
So an exit ticket is like a mini quiz. It's just a couple questions at the end of the lesson that really succinctly measure the student's ability to execute the activities they learned. So when a student has mastered an exit ticket, they move forward. When they don't, they have a reteach. You're assuming that your Y is 0. And then they try a new exit ticket until they've achieved mastery.
Showtime. Did you get your exit ticket right? Well, your derivative is spot on.
So because I am not delivering a lecture, I'm now free to work with students for the entirety of the class period.
X equals 4.
Yes. Woo!
Real quick, just remind me, what do you have to argue? Who is more responsible for perpetuating the Cold War? I'm going to meet with a few people on topic sentences first.
The video instruction makes me feel like I've been able to clone myself. Instead of needing to explain a concept and then re-explain the concept and then say it again, I'm giving the instruction on the video, which frees me up to work one-on-one or in small groups. Does your topic sentence directly answer the essay question? No, it doesn't.
I like it a lot. I never feel like I'm being rushed or feel like, oh, I already know this. Like, why am I going over this again? I always feel like I'm being challenged.
I have a really accurate pulse check of where my students are. So-and-so is on 6.9 and they're about halfway through because I haven't seen an exit ticket yet, whereas another student has advanced to 6.10 and I can even lean on that student to explain something to their peers.
Okay, so you're only going to use 2 quote explication charts, your 2 strongest ones.
I think it helps with your time management. A couple days ago, I had to stay after school to get my work done because I was slacking a little bit. Like when you miss a class, and you can watch the video at home to catch up.
Part of the reason this format works so well is we have a lower than average in-seat attendance rate. In a traditional format, once the teacher delivers that lesson, they're moving on to the next lesson the next day, and they don't get an opportunity to go back over it.
I've had students who, sadly, in a traditional classroom, they simply would have failed the quarter due to their number of absences for legitimate reasons and often sometimes really heartbreaking reasons. With this way of teaching, that student can come really with more of a fighting chance and ultimately pass a quarter.
In our model, if a student is experiencing distress and needs emotional support, it doesn't disrupt the larger classroom environment. I'm able to pivot and work with that student, discuss what's going on, while the other students are able to access the content and flourish.
You have to do 10, then put parentheses in the calculator too.
I did.
Oh, you got it. It's supposed to be a positive, girl.
Student-centered blended learning was selected as a solution for Smyrna High School based off of a needs-based assessment survey that the staff participated in. 52% indicated that student-centered blended learning would increase student performance and engagement in their classrooms. The staff at Smyrna High School understands and embraces the benefits of implementation. Those benefits include personalized learning for every student, increased engagement and achievement, enhanced 21st century skills such as critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, information literacy, technology literacy, flexibility, and productivity. More importantly, we can help decrease the learning gaps that are hindering our student population. The expected outcome of the Student-Centered Blended Learning Technology Initiative is to increase student success and achievement by meeting learners where they are, allowing them to learn at their own pace, personalize instruction, increase student engagement, enhance 21st century skills, and promote lifelong learners. The development of the initiative is due to the collaborative efforts and hard work of the initiative committee, myself, and fellow teachers, Pam Sheets, Dan Semenik, Dale Lambert, Jennifer Lindell, Katie Menhart, and an associate principal, Mrs. Danielle Hampton Morton. The vision of the Technology Initiative Committee is to promote 21st century skills to meet the needs of 21st century students. The implementation of student-centered blended learning will create flexible classrooms that meet each learner at their current competency level, encourage creative thinking, personalize instruction, present information in multiple ways, promote student growth and achievement, increase engagement, and challenge students to progress how they learn best at their own pace. The committee vision statement aligns with Smyrna High School's vision statement by encouraging all students to reach their full potential by acquiring the skills necessary to flourish in a competitive and dynamic world. The committee created an implementation team, and that implementation team consists of central office staff, technology department staff, administration, teachers, and our librarian. So here is a list of our implementation team. It begins with me. It includes the associate principal on the initiative committee. We also included the high school principal, Mrs. Cook, the district technology specialist, Mr. Balin, supervisor of instruction, David Morrison, the director of instruction, Kelly Holt, then the members of the initiative committee. And then we included a few more teachers. We thought we needed a history teacher, so we brought in a history teacher, a Spanish teacher, an English teacher. We also have the librarian. Down there at the bottom, Miss Virginia Atkinson is a math specialist and a certified coach. And then finally, from our technology department, we have Mr. Rob Bayless at the bottom. So that is our entire implementation team. And the committee created an implementation schedule as a timeline for the initiative. So I will show you the schedule. And of course, I will email this schedule to everyone, so you will have a copy of it. So our schedule begins at the top, the task with the initiative inception and initiation. We have the introduction, the needs-based assessment survey, the vision statement, which you can see that those first three items are 100% completed. Research, 80% completed. We can always do more research. We have the committee that is 100% completed. Stakeholders, the initiative pitch, which after today that will be completed 100%. And then the project initiation. Our next topic, we have initiative definition and planning. So we have a budget, funding. We need to create a purchase order for the technology and then purchase the technology. Provide professional development for the implementation team and then professional development for the entire staff. The implementation part, we're going to have exemplary models, observations, coaching, and then full staff implementation. So the entire initiative takes place over 9 phases, beginning May of 2022. So you see phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. Five, 6, 7, and 8, and 9. So this part of the implementation, phases 6, 7, 8, and 9, are going to be the implementation of the entire staff. That is when they will have their professional development and they will conduct the student-centered blended learning initiative in their classrooms. Excellent. The implementation team will be the first to partake in professional development training and the first to implement student-centered blended learning in their classrooms. This will occur during the 2022-2023 school year. The following year, the 2023-2024 school year, will be the implementation year for the rest of the staff. All staff will participate in professional development training, while the implementation team members will provide support, guidance, advice, resources, and encouragement. So the solution for Smyrna High School is student-centered blending learning. And it is powerful.
I'm a teacher just like you. I teach 6th grade science, and if you're anything like me, you've wasted your plan time trying to find a video.
The responsibility of public schools to deliver a quality education to every student is harder today than ever before. Schools and classrooms are increasingly diverse, and students must graduate college and career ready for a knowledge-based global economy. However, teachers have inherited an education model designed to prepare previous generations for a more industrial economy. The factory model of education, with one teacher delivering the same instruction to a class of 20 to 30 students, lumped together in age-based grades, was successful when schools prepared students for work of the 20th century. That model, in which students learn only as a group, one way, at the same speed, all school year, is outdated and inefficient. 21st century students learn differently. The 21st century economy is different, and so our schools require a different teaching and learning approach. For decades, researchers and school leaders have touted student-centered learning as the gold standard of education. The dream of student-centered learning incorporates teachers personalizing instruction and support for each student and meeting students at their individual competency levels while challenging them to progress at their own pace. Unfortunately, the cost associated with achieving a one-to-one teacher-to-student ratio would be astronomical. So student-centered learning for all students remained just that, a dream. Blended learning promises to change everything. When the equation is raised to the power of blended learning, teachers can leverage adaptive technology to exponentially scale individualized instruction for each and every student. This also gives teachers more time for planning, analysis, and student support. Teachers use blended learning to facilitate instruction paced to each student's unique learning needs, using a combination of one-on-one time with the teacher, peer group interactions, traditional teacher-led lessons, tutoring, and digital tools and content. Online programs help teachers identify student achievement gaps in real time. Students receive feedback where they need it most, allowing them to advance upon mastery. Technology lets students learn anywhere and anytime, building skills for lifelong learning. Student-centered learning is no longer just a dream. Teachers can now meet all students where they are and help them learn and grow at their own speed and how they learn best. Fueled by the exponential power of blended learning, true student-centered learning is achievable, manageable, and scalable for each and every student. Let's meet the needs of 21st century students.
I hope that we at Smyrna High School can meet the needs of our 21st century students. I want to thank you very much for your attention today. I hope you will give this initiative serious thought and consideration. The students of Smyrna High School need and deserve student-centered blended learning. Thank you.